You know about the Matterhorn in Zurich, Switzerland, one of the most dramatic mountains, and you know you can do some hiking in these beautiful mountain trails. And Zermatt town is a quaint, charming spot. But did you know about perhaps the most exciting single adventure you can take in Zermatt? To the top of the Little Matterhorn, the Klein Matterhorn.
We're going on a major journey to a high mountain peak.
We'll take you up a series of 3 cable cars to the top of the Klein Matterhorn, which is the highest viewpoint in Europe, reaching 3,883 meters at the top of the Alps. It's called Little Matterhorn because it's next to the more famous Matterhorn mountain that's even higher, 600 meters higher, at 4,478 meters high, and we'll get great views of the Matterhorn going up in the cable car.
Well, we're not there yet. We're just changing cable cars one more time. We don't have to walk hardly at all, though. It's an easy stroll from one cable car to the next.
You'll see hikers with some serious climbing gear ready to scale the peaks, but the average traveler like us needs no equipment, just some warm clothing. Taking 3 cable cars, changing twice on our route to the top, which takes about 45 minutes altogether. On the way down, you could ride down the same way, or in our case, we're going to do some walking, as we'll show you later.
There's Trocknersteg, and one more lift to go, and then we make it all the way up to the top. And this last leg is going to take us up over 12,000 feet high. So we're up in that thin oxygen zone, over 12,000 feet. You want to take it easy. But we had no troubles. And everything is very convenient. And here too, the engineers have been busy at work building tunnels and pathways and snack shops and elevators to take care of us. So it's really no strain at all. Anybody can do this. And then climb up a staircase to the main viewing platform. Here we've got a spectacular panorama of the big high peaks all around us. Many mountains over 12,000 feet high, stretching 360 degrees in a circle around you here. Watching these skiers go by, and then they're going to slide down and ride back up that same cable car back to the top of the Klein Matterhorn. And they can ski up and down all day long, and all summer long as well too. It's the highest summer slopes in the Alps. Traveling in the month of May is just a nice time, a perfect time to be here. It's cool but not cold, and it's not crowded. We are going to explore the inside of this glacier. They've actually carved an ice tunnel. It's more than a tunnel, it's a grotto inside the glacier itself. This is just unbelievable. You walk along a comfortable matting and staircase, and it's all lit up inside. They've got these different chambers and rooms and corridors and tunnels all linked together. We're able to enjoy a snack on the way down too. Halfway down there's a restaurant, and the cable cars continue on down. There's 3 stages of cable cars to get back down into Zermatt. But once again, we're not going to ride the cable car all the way down. You could if you want to, but we've chosen to opt out and take a hike.
At the end of our 3-week tour of Switzerland, several of us look back on this hike as the favorite moment of the entire tour. And we had a lot of great moments on the tour, as you might have noticed if you've been following all of our Swiss videos. But there was just something lovely and ideal about this beautiful walk downhill through the wildflowers with mountains all around us.
Entering this little hamlet of Zmutt. They've got a couple of restaurants here. It's not even a hamlet. This is what they call an Alp. It's just a little cluster of buildings. And a couple of restaurants you could stop and have a bite. And a few cottages, a few vacation cottages here.
Zmutt has been an occupied village for over 500 years. It's really quite something. It seems like some of the buildings here are at least a couple centuries old. It makes the perfect pit stop. And the food was really quite delicious. You've got a variety of restaurants, and each has its own special menus, featuring, of course, traditional cuisine.
Grab a few pictures, and adieu. leaving Zmutt behind. Some fellow hikers trying to figure their way with the map. Well, it's pretty simple if you just stay on the path. You just keep heading down. Some people like to hike up. They say better exercise, and also they get a view looking into the mountains that way. Well, either way, you have a nice view. Continuing down, it takes about an hour to hike all the way down to Zermatt. That's not bad. That's an easy hike. Some animals along the way. Here's some frisky dog playing with the Heidi-type master. And he wants to play. And along the way, you've got some scattered homes. Patch of sheep just ahead. These mountain meadows are ideal for sheep. They just run loose and chew their way. It's like the country has been mowed down by sheep. Everything is so neat and trimmed in Switzerland, and the sheep must have something to do with that. It's like they've been weed eating the whole country. The rest of our small group decided to ride the cable car all the way back down to Zermatt, but they missed out on these sights. We had some nice streams and mountain forest, easy trail coming down. Nicely prepared surface there, no problem. It was a nice vista as we make our way further downhill, heading back to Zermatt. Once again, we've got wildflowers and snow-covered mountain peaks, green hillsides. What a package.
As you've noticed, we're using 3 screens to present the picture to you today. And this is kind of a little experiment to replicate the experience of being there. When you're at a place, you're looking all around, not just at one focus, but on the side, above, below, and that's what we're showing you today. If it's a little bit too much, you can focus on the main screen with an occasional glance to the side. Of course, you could do this hike in reverse. You could start out in Zermatt, but then you're walking uphill and continue up to that cable car and then carry on from there. Or you could do it as a loop hike, as we'll show you in a moment with the map, starting up from Zermatt, up to Zmutt, have a break, and maybe have lunch, turn around, and walk back down to Zermatt. You're on 2 different trails, so it makes for nice alternative viewings. The higher trail requires a little more effort, so we're showing you the lower trail in this video on the blue route.
And then it levels off as you get down towards the bottom of the hill, and then all of a sudden you're back in Zermatt, back in the village.
We have a nice variety of fascinating movies about Switzerland, bringing you to Zermatt and Zurich, Lucerne, and Lugano, with tips for you on how to get the most out of your visit to these wonderful sites. Be sure to look for them in our collection.